I know, everybody gets their cookie for video time. We're gonna, why do you drool so much for cookies? Dog's got issues. So much slobber. No, get over here, over here. Yeah, sit, there you go. Oh goodness, so we're going to talk about a topic we're always talking about. You almost took my finger with that one, thank God you're gentle. Here, you dropped a piece. Dog reactivity, right? So a lot of people are asking questions again about dog reactivity, and if you follow us, you know this little dude has been a challenge for me when it comes to that. And I mentioned before in previous videos that dogs have a threshold, and dogs also have triggers. So you have to find out what that is with your dog, and I'll have a story at the end of the video to tell you about something that happened recently. But you know, a dog can be triggered by, you know, sights, sounds, smells, whatever. They can, you know, and when trainers talk about dogs having a threshold, it's their limit. It's how far you can get to a certain point before they have that reaction. Canine Tay actually has a really good video talking about helping your reactive dog get used to not get used to dogs, but like how to help your dog with reactivity. And she basically goes over the same stuff I've gone over in previous videos, where you start off at a distance and you move your way forward. I'm having a day, guys. I'm so sorry. You know, you get closer to whatever is causing the reactivity when your dog is responding well to you, but I'll link her video down below. But everything I've done with Sully regarding his reactivity, including, you know, using a harness instead of just leading him by a collar and things like that, like all that is stuff that's either been taught to me by trainers, suggested by trainers, but you can watch any of his previous videos in the, you know, the Raising Sully playlist. Yes, it took me way longer to get him okay with things, and reactivity definitely stems from fear in a lot of cases. I don't know if I agree with dog trainers saying that that's the only reason dogs are reactive. I've also talked about how reactivity, I sometimes think there's a fine line between reactivity and just a protective dog, which I'll link that video maybe here or wherever, or down below too. It's one of my videos. This is the video where I'm just going to suggest watching all these other videos, I guess. But when I'm trying to help my dog's reactivity, I always try to keep the situations controlled. And what I mean by control is, you know, introduce them to a dog you know doesn't have reactive issues, like a calmer demeanor, and correct things when needed, things like that. I would never put a reactive dog off leash in a pen or any enclosed area with another dog, whether that dog is calm or not. I think that's bad training. I see a lot of trainers just take reactive dogs and throw them into situations. Or I also see trainers, you know, use very abusive methods, which, yeah, it works. The dog stops being reactive, but then I think you've crushed that dog's soul a little bit. And also I think it breaks trust with your dog to do those more aggressive methods. And I know I sound like a broken record, but with this dog breed in particular, they are not trusting of strangers. It's not common to be a social butterfly like Gypsy, where she practically jumps into people's houses because she just wants to party. They are very leery. Even Clea and Gypsy, both as well socialized as they are, if they don't like you, they will let me know, or they will let you know with a warning. And what are you doing? Come over here and lay down. I'll get you a cookie. You just gotta give mommy a second. This is why we can't do professional videos, because it's just always a distraction here. To me, it's not uncommon to see a cattle dog, even one that's well socialized, do a warning snap at somebody or do a little growl, or, you know, things like that, just to, it's just how they can be. I socialize the heck out of my girls, and like I said, they still have their, I guess call it cattle dog moments, you know, their dingo moments. Sometimes what we say, where they get a bad vibe and they don't want to associate with you. With Sully's case in particular, now you guys have seen my back and forth with how he's reactive and then he goes back to normal, blah, blah, blah. And for months now, he's been doing exceptionally well. Like, I don't have to worry about him charging or lunging at people. you know, or like he's doing amazing. Even when we went to the drive-thru recently, there was a new person there. He took the cookie, but very leery-like, and he growled at the person as soon as his favorite cookie guy came out. And he almost was protecting that guy, you know, over the new cookie guy. But, you know, I always have to watch him. He's always going to be a dog I think I have to watch, but he's also a dog I'm always wanting to still try to work with. But I mean, you guys have seen him with Chief. I mean, he doesn't want to associate with Chief, and that's another thing, like I've said a million times before, cattle dogs, not just with people, they don't always want to socialize with other dogs. Yes, there's exceptions. I mean, I've always said every cattle dog I've ever had in my life has had different levels of what they're comfortable with socially and what they'll accept and how social they are with wanting to greet people. But like even with Sully, he like will once in a while attempt to sniff through the fence, but then he will get like freaked out, and I can see the fear in him, like I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna scream and bark for the other dog to get away from me and things like that. But for the majority of the time he leaves things alone and he just tries to focus on me and being by my side. But Sully also has some major mommy issues. I mean, he has a threshold, yes, and he's got things that trigger him. They don't trigger him as much anymore, but he definitely has mommy issues, and that's where I struggle with the reactivity when it comes specifically to him. And here's the story. So recently we went to go meet a friend and her dog, and we took all three of them. And this was a neutral place that we all met up at, and as soon as we pulled into the parking lot and Sully saw our friend with her dog in the car, he immediately turned into reactive. Like, I really thought he was going to do very good at this like interaction because he's come so far, and for some reason as soon as he saw them in the parking lot, I feel like that was the end of it. That was his first little trigger, was I see and smell something I don't know. And then once we all got to a different spot, you know, we all took him out to go potty, he was immediately reactive. And here's where I screwed up. I should have tried to get him to focus. I failed on my training on this don't want to call it an incident, this meet and greet. You know, I failed, and he was already so worked up. I had my husband put him in the car, and I went walking off with the girls. That was my second mistake, because now I've just given him abandonment issues again, because it was like, where did my mom just go? And she left me with that guy. Like, Sully, as much as he loves my husband, if I'm around, it's like, who is that? Like, I don't want to be with this guy. I want to be with my mom. Like, he is so focused on being with me, and that's kind of natural cow dog thing anyway. But, and I made a lot more mistakes. There was only one time where I did his focus command where he listened, but as soon as he like listened and got his reward or whatever, he went back to barking and acting crazy, and it just, and then when I was spending time with my friend's dog and petting that dog and getting kisses, I could see him in the car just staring down at me, like, like I could see it in his face. So it was a multiple thing of triggers, and he was way over threshold. And I kept thinking like, oh my God, I've just screwed everything up, and he's gonna be reactive now for everything. Funny thing is, we went for a hike afterwards. We passed 5 groups of people. He sat when I said focus, like when I told him to come to my side and focus, he sat, looked at me, didn't budge. You know, he let all the people pass, no problem. The 5th person though, that one, he did not listen whatsoever. He did not, of course, we all got a bad vibe from that guy, but like, it was like a moment of, okay, so he didn't react to any person going by. And then we went to another hike, and he saw Bernese Mountain Dogs and all kinds of other dogs, didn't react whatsoever. So with him particularly, and here's, if you got any advice, any of my dog trainers on this channel, here's where I get confused. It's like, okay, I know his triggers, or at least I think I do, and then he doesn't show any signs of being triggered. He doesn't show any signs of going over his threshold, like that it's too much for him. Like, he stays calm and listens. But then if it's just, I swear, it's certain smells and certain people that he just gets bad juju from, and it just sets him off. And that's where I still struggle with his reactivity. Even though every other day it's like almost perfect. Like, it was really disappointing to see that it's still there that bad. on that particular day. And like I said, I know I screwed up really bad. I think I let my anxiety of watching him be so anxious kick in, and my brain just shut down. So it's like, I really thought all of this was behind us. Like, even when I went camping just recently, you know, with Sully and Gypsy, there was kids on bikes, which Sully usually really hates bikes. He does not like them. He didn't try to go after them. He didn't try to charge anybody. He just watched the kids. Like, he was so calm with all of the things that were there. We had a freaking cat at the campsite directly across from us, running around free in and out of the RV that was across from us, plus their dog. And he was fine. He was completely fine. It was like, oh, you smell nice to me. You're not coming into my bubble. I'm good. I was even talking about this also with Jenna. You can check out her channel too. I'll link everything down below in the description. People forget to consider the dog's personality. Like, yeah, yes, reactivity is based in fear. I will agree with that. And yes, there are traumatic things that dogs can go through that can cause reactivity. But personality, I wish more trainers would not mainly focus, but at least say that it could just be the dog's personality. It's because, and I've said this before too on the channel, it's okay if your dog does not want to be fully social with every dog in the world. And I guess my main method that I've always done with Sully for teaching him not to be reactive is what I call the distract method. Like, I will, and yeah, I've given him way too many cookies probably, but you know, I try to refocus him back to me with cookies. I try to use commands, like telling him to sit by my side, or even do trick training with him to distract him from reacting to that and focus back on me. I mean, I've talked about all this in all the previous videos on this channel. You can probably go to the search thing and type in reactivity and see a freaking long list of Sully's reactivity issues. But I'm still very proud of him, because I've seen dogs that are way more reactive than him. I can still take him to a store. I can still take him to the drive-thru. I can take him camping. Again, like I said in, you know, this one video, I feel like there's a line between protection and reactivity sometimes with this breed. But I could be wrong. I'm not a dog behaviorist. I'm just a dog groomer, you know? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to click like and subscribe. And my best advice is to take your dog's reactivity in baby steps. That's just my personal opinion. And hopefully some of the other videos on this channel help you guys out in training. But honestly, if you've got a very reactive dog, worse than, you know, what I'm dealing with, I would definitely seek out a trainer. And I would be careful on what trainers you might find on the internet and on their advice, because some of them talk in more circles than I do, and really don't, I don't think they do good benefit for the dog. But anyway, yeah, just be careful who you choose, and or not, you know, people do what they want, you know. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye. You're such a good boy. You want your cookie now? Well, Gypsy wants her cookie. You did so good laying down, yes. And being calm with the cookie bag on the floor. There you go, Gypsy. There you go, Clea. I know you're back there pawing at me. That is a pitiful speak. Speak. That's better. Oh, God. Clea, can you speak? Speak. Do it again. Good job, good job. Gypsy, Pawpaw. Good girl, good girl.